Welcome to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. For a quick audio and video check-in on the stock market, here's the Stock Market Power Lunch.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Investing Podcast. This is your Stock Market Power Lunch for Monday, August 15th, 2016. I'm Andrew Hall. Joining me in matching uniform once again, Mr. Sam Frost. Sam, what's up?
Not much. How's it going?
Doing well, man. Glad to have you back. Last Friday, we hit you with the official podcasting uniform, and now we're back with our alternative uniform. Blue shirts, khaki pants. We're back.
Still keeping it American?
Yeah, we're keeping it on theme. We're ready. We'll see what we wear tomorrow. We already know. We've already planned it, but y'all won't find out till tomorrow. Let's jump in. Sam, is this your first greengasm?
Yeah, I think so. I just learned what that meant.
Sam's first greengasm. For new listeners, a greengasm is when every indice is up, and that's what we're looking at right now. Dow is up 44 basis points. S&P up 42 basis points. NASDAQ having a really nice day, up 69 basis points. Global Dow up 33 basis points. Gold also up, which usually doesn't happen when equity indices is up, which is why it's so rare to have a greengasm. But gold is up 36 basis points, trading at $1,348 per ounce. And oil up almost 2.5% to $45.62. Big day for oil.
Yeah, big day. You got a bunch of oil companies up. National Oil of Arco up about 4% today. Big day for them.
Big day for them. Transocean, ticker rig up like 6.4%. Chesapeake up like 4.5%. A bunch of these oil companies are up quite a bit. Another stock up a lot is Micron. Micron is up 4.9%. But a big winner today so far, Twitter. Twitter responds to every headline. Positive, negative, whatever, they always have trouble getting out of their own way, I feel like. But this time, this is a headline that's a little bit confusing to me, because what's happening is basically Twitter's in talks with Apple to have their app moved onto Apple TV.
Right.
Which will then allow them to stream video onto your television. And that matters because Twitter has obtained the rights to some things, some very important packages, things like NFL games.
Right.
So it's a big story, but what's confusing about it to me is that they make a little plug-in that you can plug into your phone and then plug into the television, and you can watch whatever's on your phone anyway. So even if you don't have Apple TV, you could still stream those NFL games.
Right.
But don't tell anybody.
Yeah. And I get that. And I mentioned to you earlier, I kind of struggle to believe that Twitter can't capitalize on the platform they built. They are all over the place. And I think you kind of hit it on the head earlier when you said they struggle to get out of their own way. And so I think this is a great opportunity for them to finally maybe kind of turn this business model around and find a way to start bringing in some money.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I think people lose sight of, because everybody focuses really on one number with Twitter, and it's monthly active users. But the reality is that number may have kind of flatlined. It may not be growing as fast as the street wants, but revenue is still growing. They're still finding creative ways to monetize their users, which I think is a good thing, especially for a company that's as mature as they are, which sounds weird saying Twitter's a really mature company. And that's probably debatable. Every time I listen to one of their conference calls, I feel like I'm listening to 5-year-olds. But at the same time, I mean, they're figuring out ways to kind of mature this, find out ways that they can get partnerships that are attractive, whether it's in politics or the conventions or the NFL or whatever it may be. So yeah, I think the Apple TV deal could be huge. Wall Street definitely thinks it is. Stock's up like 6%. It's north of $20 for the first time since basically January. So solid run there. Speaking of solid runs, how about that segue right there?
Nice.
Usain Bolt.
Insane Bolt.
Insane. He's fast, man.
He's very fast. He's unbelievable. We talked about how he is like the worst starter ever.
Yeah.
And he still is the best runner ever, and still wins by enough to pose in the middle of the race.
It's crazy. It looks like he's high-stepping, one. It looks like he's taking strides that are twice as long as anybody else. He's having a blast. It's like nobody should be that fast at anything and still having fun.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But 3 straight gold medals, which has never happened before. I kind of remember, he's one of those athletes, like I remember the first time I watched him run, like back in the 2008 Olympics, and just being blown away by how fast he was. And back then, you saw a guy run with those kind of times, and you're like, oh, steroid use. Gotta be. Not saying he is or he isn't, but it's crazy that he's run that fast and not been busted for steroid use. Not that he has, but it's crazy.
I don't even believe there's been any speculation about it either.
I think he's legitimately a next-level athlete. And he is. He's running times that are clearly faster than anybody else. That's how you win the gold medal in the 100 meter. But it's not like he's winning by half a second or something crazy. Like he did have some of those eras where guys were just out of nowhere all of a sudden were half a second faster than anyone had ever been. I think he's doing it clean. It's been nuts. Another guy that we think is doing it clean, Michael Phelps, finished up this weekend, had his last race, won the gold in that relay. Do you think he's actually done swimming?
I don't know. I would say yes if he had won gold in all 6 events. But he came in second in, I believe, the butterfly 200 meter. And by the way, we need to step back for a second. What's up with another tie? It has a 3-way tie in second place.
Don't make me go over the odds of it again. Yeah. It's very slim.
And I would like to see what the odds are having 3 people tie. Not just 2 people. 3 people tie.
It's insane. It makes no sense. And I hated how, all right, one comment and then a question, but the comment is, I hated how the commentators were like, this is just, what a great fitting in. I'm like, first of all, fitting in would be Phelps winning gold.
Right.
Secondly, it's never a good look when you have 4 guys winning 3 medals and none of them are getting the bronze.
Right.
Like, there was no bronze medal winner. But so my question is, the medals, it seems like these would be made in advance.
That's a good
Who's
point.
not going to get a silver medal later in the Olympics because, 3 guys took them? That's my question.
I don't know. And another question, I didn't see this, but when they were standing on the platform for the national anthem and stuff, or for whichever country's anthem was playing, did they have all 3 of those guys standing on the second place spot?
They had them all standing there.
That'd be awfully crowded, and just that's super awkward not to have somebody in the bronze spot.
And this is a question I should probably know the answer to. They had them all on the same platform. Do they play the anthem just for the winner, or do they do every...
They just play the winner.
Okay, I was going to say, because I hope if they had all 3, they played them all at the same time.
But that's also a solid question, because
if they tied for gold,
the woman swimmer who tied for gold, I don't know. Whose national anthem did they play?
I don't know.
Who did they play first?
Both at the same time, I hope.
Yeah.
Remix, mashup. Who knows?
That's the only logical way to do it.
You got to. I kind of think Phelps might come back almost for the opposite reason of why you thought he would have come back. I almost feel like, okay, you won 5 gold.
Right.
Which basically only you have ever won more, so it's not like you're really diminishing that much. That's insane. Part of me is like, what else is he going to do?
He's also got a whole, another life coming, because he's just got the new baby. He's about to get married. So he's got a lot of other stuff that's about to happen that didn't happen after London.
Michael Phelps swim spas. So, get you one of those. That's the quickest way to get to the Olympics. Staying with swimming, Ryan Lochte got robbed.
Yeah.
Kind of a crazy story.
Bad day.
For those missing it, Lochte and 3 other swimmers, one of which is a swimmer at the University of Georgia, they went to a party at the French House. Swimming season done at the Olympics, so they go to a party, they get a cab. Cab gets stopped by people with badges. They make them all get out of the car. The badges are fake. They're not actually police officers. They tell everybody to get on the ground. Lochte, to his credit, or maybe to his detriment, says, no, I'm not getting down. They put a gun to his head. He finally agrees to get down. The craziest part about this story is not that. I'm surprised we haven't heard more of those stories coming out of Rio. It's not exactly the pinnacle of safety when I think of travel and nations. But what's crazy is that the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, is denying that this took place.
Are they? I didn't know that.
They've said this didn't happen.
Really?
So it's insane.
And so, I guess Lochte and the other guys just made it up?
Yeah, Lochte and the 3 other guys, all of which is family and the media and the U.S., the University of Georgia tweeted out a thing.
No way.
It's crazy. The IOC is nuts. So they don't think that even happened.
Come on.
Really weird. What did you watch other than Bolt and some swimming this weekend? Did you watch anything else?
I watched a little bit of tennis. I watched something that I didn't even know existed, was the mixed doubles. So there's a guy and a girl who play another guy and a girl, which is really, it's pretty cool because, women all the time are talking about wanting to compete with and against men, and that's, as far as I know, the only sport where that actually happens. And but I got to watch Serena Williams play. And I don't even remember who her partner was, but they did well. It was really interesting to watch, and I don't know, I was kind of thinking about how you got a guy up there smoking balls at a girl who's playing up close.
Yeah.
And how scary that's got to be for a girl standing up there.
And then some poor guy having to return something from Serena.
Yeah.
Equally terrifying.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that, but I watched it a lot. Something that's been weighing on me pretty heavily is I think we're missing a sport in the Olympics. So if you think of track and field, which we've talked a little bit about, you have race walking. So basically a slowed down version of running. Race walking competition, you have to have 1 foot on the ground at all times. So you can't have your feet leave the ground. That's kind of how they constitute it. And you see these people going, it's insane how fast they are. It seems like it would be awful for your hips and knees the way they walk. But they're just kind of heel-toeing it as fast as they possibly can. And what's crazy about that is that it's so weird and ultimately just a dumbed-down version of running, right? I think we need a dumbed-down version. Swimming, I think we need to have doggy paddling.
Yeah.
And I think the ruling would be your head can never go underwater, but your hands and your feet can never come out.
That's a solid.
I think it would be awesome. And kind of like with the race walking, I think you would make the distance really, really long, and you would just tire people out. So you just have people kind of, a flurry of activity under the surface, but head has to stay above. I think it'd be incredibly fun to watch.
That would be an interesting sport. The interesting thing is, I think, Katie, is that her first name? Katie Ledecky?
Ledecky.
She's already kind of flirted with that because after she beat the entire field by 11 seconds, she could have doggy paddled the last lap and still have won. And
that
so
was insane how much she won by.
That was amazing.
I saw something, it was like several events could have been run in their entirety and completed in the time that she finished before number 2 finished. It was like Usain Bolt could have run his entire race in that gap. She was unbelievable. Just dominant.
Really was.
So lots of Olympic activity. We do have the medal count here. I misspoke earlier in the day. USA has 26 medals. They didn't win 5 more today. I said 21. Great Britain 15, China 15. We don't count silver, we don't count bronze, and we also don't count countries that don't have double-digit medal counts. So those are the 3 leaders right now. Hopefully the U.S. can continue to hold on. I do think it was a little bit front-loaded because of swimming and gymnastics. We got some kind of construction going on next door. The roof may fall in any minute to really give you that full Rio effect. But we'll see if they can hold on to that medal count lead. Rooting for them, obviously. Sam, anything else?
And that's it. Go United States.
We will be back later on with the Investing Happy Hour, myself and Mr. Matt Kresbach, the unit. Talk to y'all soon.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are our professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.